Good morning, Rowan. It is Wednesday morning and I think we're gonna have our first rain-free day in like 2 weeks, maybe. But we shall see. So before there's any chance that it is gonna rain today, I thought I would come out here and show you what's happening in the garden. So these teddy bear sunflowers are blooming like crazy and they're beautiful. And I love their little fluffy heads, but right behind it is my very first ear of corn. And I am so excited. So this is Bantam Golden corn here. You can see its tassel up here, which I made sure to take some of this and make sure that it landed on here to pollinate it. And I think it worked. And I'm so excited. I just can't believe that I actually did it and it's working. And down here we have, this is the glass gem corn. You can see its fronds are like a cool purple color in here. So I've been doing the same thing to this one, where I just kind of take some of these little guys that have pollen all over them and I drop them in there and hope that it works. So we've got corn popping up all over and doing better. We've got neighbor dogs. This is the sunflower that I replanted and one of the flowers is starting to open, so maybe it's surviving. It's losing a lot of its leaves though, so I'm not convinced yet. And then we've got this over here on the ground. And I'm not entirely sure where it came from or what took it off, but I'm guessing it was probably a bird of some sort. Man, my camera doesn't want to focus today. So maybe I'll take it inside and put it in some water. But as I feel it is with so much of the garden, I know that plants that produce male and female flowers put on male flowers a week to 2 weeks ahead of their female flowers so that the plants start to attract the bees, so that when the female flowers open, the bees are already there to pollinate them. And yet I still am out here every day panicking that something's wrong because I only have male flowers that are opening. Why do I do this to myself? But so hopefully we start getting some female flowers on the cucumbers and the pumpkins. Also the watermelon, I don't think I've seen anything over there. These tomatoes are doing great. The other day I had to come out here. I mean, like, they were just all sorts of flopped over and I was like 75% of the way done and I was like, oh, I should have filmed that. That was so dumb. Why didn't I do that? But it was just like a quick 10-minute, I need to step away from my desk break, and I wasn't thinking when I started. But so I got these all tied back up so they're not hanging over into the walkways very much. I am not really trimming them or taking any of the suckers off at this point. It is, you know, the middle of July. There's only so much tomato time left before these plants start to die back. They've reached the top of the trellis, so I do need to come through and prune some of the lower leaves that are looking a little rough, but for now, this is just my forest of cherry tomatoes. Because we've had so much rain and it's been so hot, there is a lot of maintenance that needs to be done. Like I mentioned, I need to prune off some of the tomatoes. I have not had a chance to get to the zucchini. Hold on, my allergies about them. Excuse me. So I haven't had a chance to get out here and do this with all the rain and the heat. Hopefully sometime this week I can do it. We finally had enough okra that I could cook some up last night, which was very exciting for Angel. And this, let me spin you around. So you can see the watermelon here. I have to kind of daily come out and check on it because it keeps wanting to climb up. And it's trying to like climb up the pepper plants and up the okra, and so I kind of have to keep detaching it and routing it around. But I don't think we have any watermelons yet. Like there's a little male flower and I keep hunting and I just don't see any fruits yet. So this one's been going for a little longer, so I think I would expect, look at this, it's like trying to fall off the bed. It's growing like crazy, so I don't know if watermelon just take longer. They grow a lot more before they start to set because there's some more flowers there, or what the deal is. But yeah, look at this. This is the heavy hitter okra. It's crazy. I love it. I'm so excited. Definitely still need more okra plants than I planted, at least for now. Maybe I will regret saying that in a couple weeks, but we do love okra in this house. I need to take off some of the dead sunflowers. Look at that one. It's so big it can't hold itself up. I love it. Oh, I forgot to show the beans. They finally are crawling across the top. And that makes me so happy. I love it so much. Kajari melon over here is doing good. Climbing its way up. Same with this one over here. And the tomatillo is using the trellis as support too. And then we've got slicer tomato land. So let's talk about these guys for a second. Let me deadhead that marigold first. So yeah, look at all these fruits. This one I should probably take off. Like that's so cafes, but it's also kind of cool looking. This I believe is the mortgage lifter. Yes. These I'll come out and grab later today after it's been hot. You can kind of see the light kind of red color that they get. And this is my old German, which is like a yellow orange, and it's just starting to turning there. Also, all the time I think this is a spider and it scares me, and then I realize it's not. Okay, let's talk about these sad tomatoes. So I know I have discussed this in other videos that they have fusarium wilt. I think that's how you say it. I did a lot of research and it was really disheartening because I had probably done hours of research and the only thing I could find was rip your plants out and don't plant tomatoes there. And I just wasn't willing to accept that because there has to be a better option. And the tomatoes in the top bed currently aren't showing any of this, so it could be that it's only in this bed, but all of this soil came from the same place. So I have to kind of assume that even if we went through the work to move these trellises to a different bed, which would be really difficult to do now that all the soil's in, I can't guarantee that we wouldn't have the same problem next year because again, all the soil came from the same place. So and this is the first year we've grown in it. So I don't know, it could have come from something else. It could have come from the seed starting mix. Who knows where it came from, what happened. Sorry, there's weeds attacking my feet. But yeah, I just really wasn't willing to accept like rip your plants out and don't plant tomatoes there. So right when I was about to start collecting soil and leaves and roots and fruits and everything and bag it individually and send it off to the Tennessee extension office, I discovered a solution, which I'm so excited, like so happy about that I found something. I'm a little disappointed that the extension office didn't mention it because when I did research on it, all of the reviews were like, this saved my garden, this saved my plants. It is OMRI certified for organic gardening, so that was exciting. And basically what it is it's a fungus that you apply to the roots of the plants, and it blocks the wilt from attacking the plants, because the wilt only goes after certain plants. It basically only goes after nightshades, so tomatoes, peppers, things like that, which is why a lot of the advice is like, don't plant tomatoes there, plant something else that's not going to be susceptible to this disease. But so this fungus basically it coats the roots and stops the roots from being able to be attacked by the wilt. So I applied it the other day. What day was that? Sunday, when we had a break in the rain, and then I just let the rain water it in. So hopefully we'll start to see some improvement on these plants. And I actually applied it to all of the tomato plants in this bed to help in case it would start to spread to any of the other ones. Right now it's just on two of them, but I didn't want to risk it. And it is something that I can apply preemptively next year when I transplant, so that it just is there and does its thing before the wilt even has a chance to take over. So we'll see. I'm really hopeful. It seems like it's spreading a lot slower than it was, because it used to be like every day I would come out and more leaves would be dying off, and I haven't noticed that as much this week. There's a couple really small fruits on the plants that I don't know that if the plants are struggling that bad, I don't know that they're gonna get much bigger. So I'm kind of trying to think, like, do I pull them off to give the plant some chance to recover and not try and put all the energy that it has into those fruits, or what? So we'll see. I've also got some, I don't know if you can see it from this far away, on that far plant. This is why I could never be a weather person. I can't move backwards. We've got some leaf curl happening just because we've had so much rain, and I'm hoping that again today there is none, and that the rest of this week is relatively dry, so that things can start to dry out. But that's the report on these tomatoes. I will let you know how it goes. It is kind of spendy, so maybe that's also why a lot of people don't do it, because they don't want to spend, I think I spent, like, with shipping and everything, like $50 on it, and I'll maybe get 4 treatments out of it. So I get that's definitely cost prohibitive for a lot of people, where just not planting tomatoes is the better option. But I wanted to try it. I wanted to see. I didn't want to wait until next year to try it and see if it worked, because if it doesn't seem like it helps at all this year, then we really will have to come up with a different solution. I'll have to hunt down some varieties that are resistant to it or things like that. But for now, wish my little tomato babies luck, because they need it. But then I had my first Cosmo open up today, so that's exciting. The flowers and the basil and stuff that I threw in the front here a couple weeks ago are really starting to take off, and that's exciting. So anyways, that is all I have for you today. Some excitement with corn and beans going over the trellis, and a little update on my sad tomatoes. So I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you soon.